It's gonna be every single summer. We'll always be coming up here.
Life at Lindell Beach or Cultus Lake is totally different than like regular life at home. Not only in the way I act, but in just in the way everything feels.
I think the biggest accomplishment is the fact that it's been 14 years. We're still coming up here, and it looks to be strong going on for many years to come.
It's just such a good sense of community. Everyone here knows each other. You know, you walk past a total stranger, hey, how's it going? Always a big smile on their faces. You don't really find that in the city.
Okay, so this is what happens when it's feeding time for the Blue Jays.
There's just a charm here, you know, the community, the environment, you know, we're in the middle of beautiful British Columbia. I know this place is my childhood. I've got nothing but good memories associated here, and I never want to leave.
So, how would you describe this area?
Well, essentially, the main draw, the main area, it's Cultus Lake, but where we live is a trailer park. It's located at the south end of the lake called Lindell Beach Holiday Resort, or LBHR for short. We like to think of it as a little hidden gem. It's just not nearly as busy as any other parts of the lake, and besides, it's manicured. It looks beautiful.
Has it always looked this nice?
Oh no, not at all. When I first bought a place here in 2004, it looked completely different. There were large portions of the park that were just rocky slope. No grass, no driveways, no anything, and a small handful of cabins way over in phase one. So I was a little nervous about what it might look like upon completion, but there was also some excitement there.
There was no trailers. There was maybe like 4 trailers. So you ordered your trailer. They came, put it on their property for you. No swimming pool.
It was definitely a lot more barren. There was way less development, you know, we didn't have the pool, we didn't have a playground. But really, this place is just a big, empty field. So the way we had fun is just our imagination, you know?
Well, when we were kids, you know, we have way more energy. We played with swords. We had sticks for a while, then we realized it actually hurt, so it became foam swords.
Grasp the fury of Nerf's new N4 swords. It's Nerf or nothing.
We were like 10 years old around that, and when we finally got those Nerf swords, the foam swords, and we would go down to the field and we'd play the Hunger Games where we're all running in there, grabbing it, and just swinging at each other like madmen. Nothing's ever gonna replace that for me. Like that was like golden childhood memories for me.
Then there was Nerf guns.
Target terminated.
We would have so much fun with that. We'd spend the whole weekend just filming clips and just watching and laughing at how it all turned out.
All different sorts of games we played. We always found something new to do.
How did this Cultus Lake group form? Like, how did you guys meet?
How we all met. All right.
That's what worked out for us. The boys managed to make their own friends, and then through that, my wife and I sort of became friends with those sets of parents.
Mm-hmm. One kid's wandering around down there riding his bike, and another kid shows up and asks him what he's doing. They don't care who you are, where you're from. They just want to have fun.
Well, it started off with Hudson and I when we met at the pool.
I believe it was Hudson that met you guys first in the hot tub. And Then he introduced us together. And then as soon as that happened, we're just a tight-knit group of friends and we just hang out with each other all the time. I'm really grateful for Hudson for that.
Go, go!
2004. We bought in 2004. My younger son Hudson was 3 or 4 years old, so he grew up here, made lots of new friends up here, and that's how we met. And then we met the parents and stuff. That's how I met your dad.
Hudson was the kid that we didn't know if he had parents. We thought he was the orphan. He would wander the park on his own, and he must have been 5, 4. He was really young. He was wandering around the park all the time, but he was a free spirit that way.
When I went to Cultus a lot, I would act like there was no limits, no boundaries. I would just do whatever I would do whatever it took to make the group laugh, or just get people to pay attention to me. I've always considered myself kind of sporadic in the moment.
Yo, buddy, we're gonna rip some Turks. Rip some Turks?
He told me to tell you guys that he's on a team right now for Counter-Strike, that he's on salary.
When I was in middle school, I started playing Counter-Strike.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh, I don't really know a whole lot about it. He does that Counter-Strike thing, and he's been down to LA once already.
I ended up joining this team called TGS, which stands for the Gaming Stadium, and they flew us out to California for Philadelphia 13. Sorry, I should probably explain. Philadelphia 13 is a Counter-Strike tournament.
You know, he'll make, $300 here, a couple $100 there. But it's something he really enjoys doing. But like I told him, once school starts, he's gonna have to scale back on his Counter-Strike.
What Lindell Beach and Cultus Lake means to me. Yeah, like you just feel like totally off limits, like free of everything really. It's something like a switch that flicks on or off in your head, and you just don't care.
So, present day, how would you typically spend a weekend up here?
Well, let's see. I'll be getting out of the car, I'll put my bags away, and then probably for the rest of the week, I am no longer sober.
Not quite the same as our kids, since we don't have that sense of imagine anymore. There's definitely a bit more liquor involved. I don't want to say getting fucked up all the time. More adult activities for sure. I'm gonna keep it at that.
The most annoying person in the Cultus group is definitely Caden. He's special.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
He tends to go and do things that turn out to be a joke for the next 4 years.
Captain America!
I don't know whose lips are bigger, Kylie Jenner's or Caden's.
We were troublemakers, definitely. Like, we've learned a lot of lessons here. We've messed with the wrong people a few times.
Is that all we do? Do we just get high and eat and sleep?
I never get high. What are you talking about?
Spencer, you're high right now.
Yeah?
You look high and you have sunglasses on.
What? That's just my identity. You can't. It's bright in here, okay? That's my identity. Can't do that. Yeah.
Watching and hanging out with my friends is really entertaining for my life.
It's treason, then.
And watching Caden just be a dweeb.
And I could talk about Caden for days, but Caden is quite a unique character. He was kind of seen as like everyone in the friend group kind of like looked up to him in terms of like how we acted. Caden was just always all over the place. I mean, it's impossible to describe him really. First off, I mean, he's a great friend. He's hilarious. Very weird at times. That's just part of who he is. I've known him for basically my whole life.
When I first got here, so my grandfather used to own the trailer I live at. I want to say I was 5 or 6 years old. And then eventually, so my parents divorced, and my dad ended up taking over the trailer, and he's just out here all the time. So really, my main chance to see him in the summer is coming out here to visit.
Dave is a great guy. Dave is the most generous person you'll ever meet. Like, he will give you the shirt off his back quite literally.
What can I say about him? He's a crazy dude, but you can't find anyone else like him. He's awesome.
Whatever you think you're missing, Dave has 2 of it, and he'll give you one. No questions asked. But there's many sides to Dave's personality.
He always takes us on the boat, and it's fun as hell, even though it's kind of scary.
And I do remember one of the first incidents ever boating with Dave. Now, this is when he was the only guy in town that had a boat here. So if you were going to go boating, you were going to hang out with Dave.
With Dave?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times with Dave, we get out there and the boat sometimes doesn't seem to work. I've had to tow him back a couple times with my boat.
Well, I typically spend my entire summer up here now. Even though I have a place nearby, I just stay here all summer.
So my dad, he's not the most organized person around. There's always one thing he forgets, and I remember this happened multiple times.
Well, I've had a lot of luck with 3 of the 4 boats I've had. This last one, I've had some learning curves and issues to deal with.
We're out cruising on the water, having a good time. It's like, oh, shoot. Not only is the engine cut out, but we're starting to sink.
We had to rush back in and get that fixed, but all in all, Dave is he's a great guy, and he's a lot of fun to have out in his boat, but he doesn't seem to do his maintenance up his shit, I think.
I don't know. I think people kind of look up to me a little bit out here, and because I've been here as long or longer than anybody else, so they come for me for advice and information.
He's very outgoing. He's kind of the mayor of the park in a way. He keeps an eye on everything. He's got the front row cabin down there. First to offer you a drink, or if he's making supper, hey, you guys want something to eat? You hungry?
So you were like one of the first buyers up here?
One of the very first. It means a lot to me. It's it's my summertime world. You couldn't ask for any more, really. You might say I'm living in a permanent vacation during the time that I'm here. Just my son and all of his friends and all the crazy, wonderful things they did, them using their imagination, whether it was creating comic strips or selling lemonade or whatever. Those are the best moments for sure.
Just the few short times I've been with them on boats, just all been memorable. I've learned to never stand on the back of the boat or else you'll immediately gun it. That's a lesson I had to learn. Tubing with them was quite fun, just holding on for dear life.
Tubing's definitely pretty crazy. We've had some pretty wild encounters doing that. I said my dad's crazy earlier, and he's just as crazy out in the boat. He will not hesitate to just go full speed and try his hardest to flip us off.
There's the memory of when, Dave tried to take us out on the water on his boat, my first time on his boat, and we got out 5 minutes, and then the thing started filling up with water. There was a mechanical issue, and then he was just panicking. And that's not a good memory, but I don't know, that just stands out. I feel like I'm somebody who constantly wants to be yo, let's go throw football or go play spike ball now, which is really fun.
Oh, it's fucking tight.
You ready?
Yeah. Oh, shit!
Let's go, Costa.
What do I miss most about being a kid? That's a really good question. I miss just being able to run, well, for one, running around all day long without getting tired, We can go out there for a couple hours and it's oh shoot, we gotta sit down, the heat's bearing on us and stuff. But when we were kids, we'd be out all day long. We're only time we were in the trailers was breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Outside of that, we're out on the field playing Nerf and whatever. We'd always just be out running around, because just way too much energy, and I miss that.
And you know, it's very important at night for us to all sit around the fire and just laugh, enjoy each other's company.
Sitting down, laughing, playing games, listening to music, having some drinks. That's never gonna get old to me, and I'm gonna continue with that for as long as I hope.
Most important thing to have out here is your friends, I guess. You know, it's nice to have a boat. It's nice to be able to go out and do all the things you want to do.
If I came up here by myself, I would have no idea what to do. If you're with the right people, you can have the best time in the world out here. Most memorable things? Definitely, you know, times out in the boat when my dad forgot to put the plugs in and stuff, and we're out there and we're sinking along. Stuff like that, I'm never gonna forget that.
I've always sort of taken a great deal of pride in hosting group barbecue after afternoon boating. There's a lot of shared meals that go on. You rarely eat by yourself when you're out at Cultus Lake.
I mean, in my opinion, it's the best damn place in the world.
You go out by yourself, it's pretty boring. Not much to do. But if you got people up there, it's fun no matter what, even if it's raining.
Once all of us grow up, we've all talked about how eventually our families will have kids, and then they'll all come up here and create the next group, and so on, so on.
My life motto? Get paid, get laid, Gatorade. No.
A lot of great friendships, not just for myself, but for my son, my family, and his friends, and all growing up together out here. So it makes it a special place.
Out of all the things you've done out here, what would you say is your most proudest?
Oh, raising my kids out here, teaching them how to wakeboard and how to surf, how to water ski, showing them the nature and showing them that there's more to the world than sitting in front of a video screen playing video games.
Okay, Johnny, keep grinding Counter-Strike. Keep fragging, bro. I'm coming home on Monday. I'm gonna be relaxed in my chair with some coffee. We'll watch some anime when I get back, okay? Everything is gonna be okay. Good night.
Oh, you guys did a great job, by the way.
Dad, do you need me to grab me another beer?